Hello Divi Nation and welcome. Coming up in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create a medium style blog with Divi. So this is the final layout that we're aiming for. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let me show you how we managed to create this.
In order for us to achieve this layout design, there's a few things that we need in place. First of all, we're going to need an image, which we're going to use on our post, and the size of this image is 2000 by 1000 pixels. Secondly, we're going to be using some CSS code, which can be found in the post that I've linked in the show notes below. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to design the menu elements. So we're going to come over here to our website. Make sure you're logged into your WordPress admin. So I'm just going to go in and log in. Okay, so I'm going to put my username and my password. Okay, so now that I'm logged in, I need to come over here to Divi and then go to Theme Customizer. So we need to go to header and navigation because currently you can see that this header has quite a lot going on. So we need to get rid of this, or if you don't have a header similar to mine, you can just create a new one. So in fact, before we go into the customizations, let me just show you how to create a new header. So I'm just going to go back here and let's go to appearance and menus. So I'm going to call this menu medium. So I'm going to come over here and click on create new menu. Let's call it medium. I'm going to click on create menu. Okay, so now that it's created, I'm going to come over here to manage locations. And then I'm just going to make sure my primary menu is set to medium, which is the menu that we've just created. Click on save changes. And then I'm going to go back to edit menus. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to add my home page. So I'm going to come over here to custom links. And then I'm just going to add my link text. I'm just going to call this home. I need to add my URL. So for now, I'll just add a blank URL. And then I'm going to click on add to menu. So now you can see it's on our menu. I'm going to go ahead now and click on save menu. Now we can go to Divi Theme Customizer. So now we can go to header and navigation. I'm going to come over here to header elements, and then I'm going to show this search icon because on the Medium website, it has that icon right there at the top. Okay, so now that we have our icon, let's go back to our primary menu bar and let's make some customizations here. So let's start off with the menu height. So the menu height needs to be set to 54. The logo max height needs to be set to 37. And the text size needs to be set to 18. And for the letter spacing, we'll just leave it at 0, okay? Because we don't need any letter spacing there. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the bold and the all caps. So the font we're going to use here is Source Sans Pro. So I'm just going to click here under font and search for it. Okay, so that's the font we're going to use. And then for the text color, I'm going to just paste it in here. If you'd like to follow step by step using our settings, you can always go to the blog, which I've linked in the show notes below. Okay, so now I've entered my RGBA value for the text color. We need to come over here to the active link color and set that as well. Again, I'm going to paste my RGBA value like that. And then we also need to change the background color. So for our background color, I'm just going to paste my hexadecimal value like that. Okay, so you can see the top there is beginning to take shape. Okay, so we're done with the settings here so far. I'm going to click on save and publish. So the next thing we're going to do is to disable the fixed navigation. So to do that, I'm just going to close out of this, and then let's go to Divi theme options. And then here where it says fixed navigation bar, I'm going to select disable, and then I'm going to save. The next thing we're going to do now is to build our blog template. So I'm going to come over here to posts. And the first thing you need to do is to start by creating a post. This post is going to act as our base or as our template. So every time we need to create a new post, we can always refer to this template and apply it so that we have consistency throughout the blog. Okay, so I'm going to call this template medium. Okay, I'm going to click on use the Divi builder. So what we need to do is to come over here on the page layout and make sure that the right sidebar is set to full width. And the show title, we're just going to hide that for now. Okay, so now that we have all that in place, let's go ahead and go into the visual builder. So the very first thing we need to do here in the visual builder is to come over here to the section settings and add a background color. So I'm going to click on background. Click this plus button here to add our background color. And again, I'm just going to paste it and then I'm going to save. So next we need to add an image module. So I'm going to come over here to our choose column structure button, and we're going to choose a single column. And in that column, we're going to add an image module. So I'm just going to search for it, and it's right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for an image. So first of all, I'm just going to check to see if I have an image that would work for this. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one here, upload an image. So I'm going to come over here to spacing. For the custom margin, I'm going to put -5%, and left is going to be 25%. And then we need to go into the advanced tab and make sure that we add some CSS code into the main element of the custom CSS. So I'm going to paste my code in here. And if you'd like this code, again, I've linked to the post in the show notes below, which has all these settings. So now we can see that our image is now in a circle, and that's as a result of using this code. So the next thing we're going to do now is to just save, and we're going to make sure that we add the text module. So what we're going to do here is, we can see here we had, I started off using a single row. We need to make sure that this is split into 2. So I'm going to come over here to column structure and make sure that this is set to 2 columns. So in this one right here, we're going to add a text module. So I'm going to click on this plus button here and add my text module. So this is where we're going to have the description of the author of the blog or the author of the post. So let's start by adding the name. So the name is Alyssa Avery, and I'm just using a basic name here, but you can use any name that you want. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to design. So under the text, I'm going to make sure that my font is set to Source Sans Pro. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here until I find Source Sans Pro, and I've just got it. And the text size needs to be set to 18. I'm just going to enter that. Next, I'm going to enter my text color. Again, this is going to be an RGBA value. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in here like that. My text line height is 1.7 EM. That's perfect. And it's also aligned left, which is excellent for what we're trying to achieve. I can just search for margins here. Okay, so custom margin top, we're going to add a -3% like that. And then over here on the left, it's going to be -70%. So now you can see the text is way closer to the image. So now we need another text module. So first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and save, and then I'm just going to add or duplicate this one here. So this is where we need to add the description, which is personal trainer. So I'm just going to highlight it and just type in personal trainer like that. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm going to go into the settings because the text is going to be slightly different from our main name. So here in the settings, there's only 2 places we need to make changes to. So I'm going to go into the text and then just make sure that this is size 14. And the color needs to be changed as well. So I'm going to come over here and add my RGBA value, which is that. So this is slightly lighter than the actual name. So now we can go ahead and save changes. Next, we need to adjust the row visibility. So let's go over here into the row settings. So let's go onto the advanced tab, and we need to click visibility and disable it on the phone and the tablet. Next, we need to adjust the visibility on the mobile section. So let's come over here and save this for now and duplicate this. So now we're going to go into our module settings, and we're going to center this. So we can come over here to design, click on text. Instead of having it aligned left, we're going to center it. And we're also going to do the same for the image. We're going to come over here and click on the settings. In fact, that's the name. So I'm going to come over here to text, alignment, and center. And then finally, we're going to center the image. So let's go back into the text module and delete the margin. So I'm just going to come over here to spacing, and then we're going to delete this -3% top like that. Save, and then let's go into the next one and do the same. And then finally, on the row visibility, we just need to come over here to the advanced, click on visibility, and this time we're going to do the opposite of what we did before, which is to activate it on the desktop and disable it on the tablet and the phone, and then save. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to add a new section. Now, if you recall, we disabled the post title in the settings of the post on the post page. This is because we can get more flexibility in creating our post title as we create our blog template. So let's go ahead and add a new section. It's going to be a regular section, single row, but this time I want to add a post title. So I'm going to select it here. So I'm going to come over here to elements and make sure that the show post title is set to yes. Let's go now into design. Click on text. Now text orientation needs to be centered. Okay, and then let's go into our title text. Okay, so the size needs to be set to 47, and then it also needs to be Source Sans Pro. So I'm going to search for Source Sans Pro, and to make it stand out a bit more, we're going to make it bold. And then over here, we need to come into the settings, because we don't want this size to be the same throughout mobile devices and tablets. So we can actually adjust it here. So I'm going to click this mobile icon here, go into the tablet, and let's change the size to 40 for the tablets and 35 for smartphones. I'm also going to add my text color. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to add it as an RGBA value and paste it in here like that. Okay, so we're done with all our settings here. Let's go ahead and save. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a full width section. So I'm going to click this plus button here, click on full width, and we're going to add a full width image. So I'm going to click on full width image, and then I'm just going to click on upload and search for my image. So I want to come over here to upload files because my image is not in the media library. So I'm going to click on select files, and I'm going to go into my downloads because that's where my file is. So I'm going to search for it, and it is this one right here. I'm going to double click, and now it's being uploaded to my media library. So all I have to do now is to click on upload an image. So you can see here that my image has been added onto my page. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and save changes, and then I'm going to add another section, and this time this is a section that's going to have all our text. So I'm going to come over here and click this plus button here to add a new section. Click on regular. We need a single row, and in that row we're going to have a text module. So I'm going to add my text module. So I'm just going to add some dummy text in here like that, and then we're going to go into the design tab and adjust the text. So first off, let's change our font. Let's change this to Cardo like that. We're going to change the text size to 25, and then we also going to do some changes to the tablet and the smartphone. So we come over here to the tablet, and this is going to be 19, and then for the smartphone, that's going to be 17. That. Next, we're going to add our text color. And again, I'm going to add my RGBA value. And then finally here, we're going to add our line height and make it 1.8. This just makes it easy to read. Next, let's go over here to the sizing. And for the max width, we're going to set that to 800. Okay, let's go ahead and save changes. And then here we need to make sure that our row is set to full width. So I'm just going to search for full, and then here we can see the option has come up, and I'm going to set this to full width. Now on the spacing, let's add a 10% to margin to the left. So I'm just going to add a 10% here. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and save. So the next thing we're going to do is we would like to create another text module and add a video section between it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go into this text module and reduce the text because it's a bit too much, because we're going to duplicate this. So I'm just going to delete maybe 2 paragraphs here, and then I'm going to save. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 more sections which has this text, and we're also going to create 1 more which will have the video module. So I'm going to come over here to my wireframe view. So I'm just going to go duplicate this section which has the text. So I'm going to do it once, and then I'm also going to create another section after the top one. So I'm just going to click this plus button here, click on regular. So single row, and this time it's going to be a video module. I'm going to select my video, and then I'm going to paste the URL in here. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead now and save and go back into my visual editor. So finally, all we have to do now is to save this to the library. So I'm going to come over here to the bottom of the page and then click this icon here. And this allows us to save this template to the library. So I'm going to call this template Medium blog post template. Click on Save to Library. So let's save this and exit the Visual Builder. And I'll show you how you can apply this when you want to create a new post. So I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. So next time you need to create a brand new post, you can always come over here to New, click on Post, and then let's say this is Post 2. Come over here, click on Use Divi Builder, and then click on Load from Library. Okay, and then you need to take an extra step and go to Add from Library, and this is where you'll find our Medium blog post template. Click on Load, and then all those contents that we designed are all uploaded here. So what you need to do then is to just go in each of these modules and change your settings. So you may not want to change this because this was your profile, but you can always come over here to the post title and make some adjustments if you need to. But the main areas that you're going to be changing are the full width image, which is right here. So you're going to be changing that to match your post. And also you're going to be changing the video and the text that comes with it. Okay, so this is our final layout design. So as I'm scrolling here, you can see that all our content is in place. It looks beautiful, and it also works on mobile and tablet devices.
So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be sure to be notified every time we produce new videos similar to what you're seeing today. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you soon.